Welcome back. Remember, this is the Straight Talk Show from Kenya Television Service. We're coming to you from Eldoret. My name is Annastacia Marietta, and today we're talking to Richard Simiyu, a young boy who saw it all from the post-election violence in the year 1992. You know, some of the incidents that we less talk about because, you know, maybe you think so many years ago, but Richard has seen it all. It affected his life from then. 25 years later, but your life changed at some point where you met someone who talked to you about a simple statement that you tell a child that changes completely with the year. So maybe before we took a break, we're talking about what you want to do. You want to do law, you could not do law. Now you want to do criminology, you can't do criminology because your mentor tells you that it's not marketable. No, what happened?
Well, now he told me, he suggested I do BBM.
Yeah, Bachelor of Business.
Yes. Then, but my brother, now the one that I follow, was doing the same.
Okay.
So I said no.
You want to be different?
Yes, I just wanted something different. We can't just do the same thing,
yes.
all of us. So I said no, I don't want to do that. Okay, then he said, okay, let's go think about it. Then we come tomorrow to discuss. So when I went back tomorrow, well, he told me, okay, you're good because you have not decided now what to do. Why don't you go and do the CPAs?
Yeah.
And then once you have decided what you want to do, I'll also pay for you the university, the course that will take that time.
So that was during that time as you make up your mind?
Yeah, as I'm making up my mind. And I said, okay. I said, okay, fine. I'll go do the CPA. So I was enrolled the same day.
So at that point in life, now you are done with your high school.
Yes.
You are focusing on your college studies. Are you still working towards pleasing your parents wherever they are?
No. By this time, now the burden of family has come in. Like now in every African center, it's a child now after school and all that the burden comes in. Because now you have visited home, now they have told you all their problems. They've told you now like you are the only hope as per now. So as you're choosing a course, make sure you remember there are people who are waiting for you.
To make the right choice.
To make the right choice. So it's no longer about the parents. Now it's something different.
Is it that you at some point you realized the parents watching is not a real thing? Or?
I realized it's not a real thing when I was in class 6.
Okay.
Because now, because in class 6 here there is a lot of things that is taught about spirits, about ancestral. Now I realize, okay, that was just but a talk, but a talk. It was not something very serious. Now I realize because then there's also knowledge coming in.
Did you understand death at that point? What death was about?
Now I understood completely what about death, the mystery about it. You might never know. We don't know what's on the other side.
Did you ever get too curious? You want to know what this is about at some point in your education life?
Yes. Yeah. In fact, one of the things I wanted to know more about was death. Apparently. I had, of course, I had come out of it from the perspective of parents and all that, but I wanted to understand what is this thing. But apparently, people feared it.
Who even feared talking about it?
About it. Like I remember one time, one of our teachers died, and he was brought to school like go and view. Like I went to view, nobody else went to in class or anything. So I wondered, when I'm trying to ask, they're like, no, I can't be a dead person. If I be a dead person, then at night.
You feel the spirits will come.
Yeah, and I'll start reading about them. So I was like, okay, what is this? So I started reading a lot of books about it. I started engaging in people who speak about that, people who understand that. And then I came now to understand because then testimony is more of a holistic Christian center. So because a lot is also taught there. Now I got more into the Word of God. I started trying to understand more things. I got a lot of CDs. I watched them until now I came to realize, okay, when someone dies, he has died.
Yeah, they are gone.
They are gone. Yeah.
So what happened to your education now?
So I started the CPA. When I enrolled for the CPA, I started volunteering with an organization called Open Arms International.
Yeah. It's a charity.
It's a charitable organization. So it has a home, it has a school. It's just like testimony, and it also had a feeding program.
Yeah.
So I volunteered first with the school. I taught there mathematics and science for a while. Then I entered. They had a street program. I don't think it's there these days. I went into the street programs. It was good because we used to do it at night, so I could go to school in the day. At night I go volunteer there. I didn't feel it was fitting. I went into their feeding program, which is done at Kambi Teso Kakunji area.
What moved you to join the charity program?
One of the things, it's more of how you're brought up. You never go against that.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, you grew up in a home somewhere.
I grew up in a home. Somebody helped me. All my life I've been helped. I mean, the best I can do is also to help. And so, as I was helping in open arms, studies became like too exhausting. So I had to pull out.
That is your CPA.
Now the CPA, because I was almost completing it, and now I needed more time for studies. So I pulled out of open arms as a volunteer and went to school. When I went to school, an issue arose at home. They needed money. So I enrolled for insurance, but I'm still in school. So I could go sell insurance with CFC Life that time. During the day, in the evening I go to class. I did that for like almost 2 years. When I was in the process of doing that, there is a teacher who used to teach me English literature in high school. He had his organization, but it's a street program. He called me, said, I have a position, do you like to come and help? It was a livelihood coordinator. So I'm in school, I'm doing that, but at least it's cash guaranteed. I said, fine. I joined him. I worked with him for around 1 year and a half. After working with him, I decided to pull out again because we could not agree with him. So I just said, no, I'm not doing this. So when I pulled out, I got a job with another NGO. It's a home in Bumias. So as I was getting it, I had just finished my last CPA exam.
Yeah.
So they wanted a manager for that home. Well, I was young, I was I think 21. Didn't believe I could do it, but because I was called, I just went. I stayed there for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then when everything came into play now, we had the government into agreement once again. We had the people now, we had good systems to work and to farm, and the way everything was good.
Yeah.
I thought it was like my time to move out.
Yeah.
So I called it enough.
Why did you really want to go?
I wanted to come back. That time I wanted to advance my education.
Okay.
And from there
And you made up your mind then what you want to do in university?
Yes, I wanted to do something different again.
Okay. Now not accounting.
Not accounting, not
not
even
law,
law, not criminology. I wanted to do interior designing.
Oh.
I wanted something that I can do myself. No, not be reliant on somebody. Something that I can do myself.
Let us talk about how you got yourself in the NOAA initiative. I understand you are playing a big role in this initiative.
Yes. Now I came back. First of all, while I was still in open arms, I met Edward because that's where he started. Now our founder and our director, one of our directors for the NOAA initiative. I had met him that time. He had also, before I went to Mumias, he had said he wanted to open something, but he's working on it. If I'm available, I could volunteer there. But I told him no, I've gotten something. So I went. When I came back, I joined the audit firm because I was doing auditing before part-time here in town, a local audit firm. So I was doing then. I met him. He called me like, oh yeah, we got married. I didn't even know. He got married to Mate because Mate was also working in open arms at the feeding program. He was the coordinator there while I was volunteering. Oh, I said, oh, that's good. And then he told me like, I want to now start my organization. This is what I was telling you about. I want it to be serious. I said, that's fine. Then he said, now I want you to help me register it. Do you know any person? I said, yeah, I register. Like I register companies myself and societies. He said he wanted a society. So I said, okay, fine. We had a contract written, everything. I went to Nairobi, did all the
registration, the paperwork,
registration paperwork. Within 6 months, it was very successful. It came. So when it came, that was the time Nate was also expecting. So he needed someone who could run the organization, because now, I mean, they have twins.
It's a new organization.
Yeah, and a lot of things were going on. So he said, "Why don't you come?" And
that's how he joined.
That's how I joined the new. I said, "Okay, I trust you. At least I know, even if I'm not there, you can run the organization without any problem." I said, "It's fine." We sat down, the legalities, and of course I knew the boys, because some of them were in the feeding program, but now they have graduated to high school. So I came back. I went, resigned my job at the audit firm. I came. I took the job of admin and finance for the NOAA initiative. Then, because I knew it would take a lot of their time, because the babies are new there too, and people just feel like staying alongside the babies and taking care of that process. So I joined the NOAA that time. I read it.
That is how many years ago?
It was 2015. Yes.
Okay.
2015, around July.
So what would you say your life experience has taught you about giving?
About giving? I think we are born to give. And sometimes we might not have enough. It's true. But how life has been structured is a life of giving. Because you cannot give what you don't have, but you can give what you have. Because, for instance, you cannot have money, but you can have food. So you can give food, not necessarily money. You cannot have food and money, but you can have clothes. You can give clothes. There is something that every person can give. Every person can give. There is something that they can always give. For instance, even some of our boys here, they don't have money. Maybe sometimes food is very hard to get. But you find them coming and giving you something that they have made with their hand. So they are giving also. So I think in life, life is full of giving, especially when you are brought up in that setting. You come to understand that when someone is giving, maybe that is all they have. And they are giving towards somebody because they know that thing will create a difference in a person's life. So my experience with giving would be this, that every day we wake up, we are looking at giving. You look at what can you give rather than what can you receive. I know the mentality is what can I receive. But if we wake up with the mentality of I've woken up today, what am I going to give? It could be an encouragement, but what can I give? What can I give? It could be money if you have money. What can I give? If we have that mentality, then I believe that we can be able to nurture a more formidable generation.
That is a very good point to stop at. Richard, you're a very strong man, you've gone through so much, and here you are, we appreciate the effort that you've made. The boys, with the No Initiative, having been brought up in Kenya, we have seen so much empowerment for the girl child, and the boy child has almost been forgotten. You are among the few people who are dealing with the boy child. We really appreciate what you've done in this initiative. Thank you so much for joining Kenya Television Service. We appreciate you coming. Thank you so much, viewers, for watching Straight Talk. That has been an insightful talk with Richard Simiyu from the NOAA Initiative in Eldoret. My name is Annastacia Marietta. Until next week, enjoy the rest of your viewing.